Chris has got a fast car, and Riley wants a ticket to anywhere. Maybe they can make a deal. Maybe together they can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from 26, got nothing to lose. Maybe they'll make something. Chris, Riley, and Brad got nothing to prove. Or something to prove. No, it's nothing to prove. I
remember we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, I felt like I was drunk.
Then he overblew turn one, and he cried, "Why?"
Yes, he did. Let's fucking go!
Yeah. Oh, Christopher Buescher.
Yeah.
As Rick Allen said
well, that's
today.
where he got this name, isn't it? This race last year where
when Dale kept on
started calling him Christopher Buescher because him and Christopher Bell were running close to each other at the front, and
I think so.
He kept calling him Christopher. Anyways, if you couldn't tell, Chris Buescher won the race.
You're a little happy. Welcome back to Highline episode 69.
Nice.
One of our guys wins it on episode 69.
Nice.
We are the script writers for NASCAR.
We are.
So Chase Hutt's going to win the playoffs.
He's going to win the playoffs, huh?
He's going to win it all.
I doubt
He's going to win every race.
Probably. I'd laugh if he did, but didn't make the playoffs.
But didn't make the playoffs. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Just went on a 10-race winning streak.
Yeah.
Never made the playoffs. Though.
So you were we got something to do, but beforehand, you were a mess. Not as much of a mess as you were last year at Bristol when Chris won. But, you said to me that you really don't enjoy when your guys are leading late in the race.
Yeah, I hate it.
And why is that?
Because, well, number one, I'm not used to it, so I don't trust them to hold on to the position. And nothing frustrates me more than when you have a good car and you don't get a good finish.
Fast car?
I just don't. They don't run up front enough to give me confidence that they're going to stay there. So, like, when Brad was leading the race, well, when he took over I think it was the beginning of stage 2 when he drove up to third. And he, passed Denny on the outside. And he
Chase.
passed Bubba and Chase and all those guys to get to, well, not Bubba because Bubba was leading. But he passed all those guys to get up to third. I looked at you, I said, man, Brad's going to win this fucking race. But
Chris was over here back in 12th, coming on in.
But then I was like, well, Chris is coming too. He's pretty quick. But, I just didn't. I always say shit like that, but I'll say that when Brad's running 15th and he passes a car. I say, shit, man, Brad's quick, boy.
Boy, he passed a car in 30 laps. Boy, he coming.
He's coming. But, yeah, so when he got up to the front, I was like, well, they can do it. And then especially at the beginning of the last stage when Brad and Buescher were
pulling the field.
They fucking 1 and 2, and they were 2 seconds faster than everybody else. And then, of course, things happened to where Brad kind of fell back a little bit. But, But Chris won. So with that being said, we have a job to do today here on the podcast. A little backstory. Yesterday we had Trent's birthday party. Get-together thing, and I think I'm still drunk from that. So this is probably not going to be a world record time for myself, but
we both ain't feeling this right now.
We going to get it done.
We ain't drank it all day.
Not a beer, not a single one all day. So, well, that's not true. I had one about 1 a.m. this morning. But
no, that's true, too. I had one at 5 this morning.
Yeah, but here we go, I guess. Nothing else
Shotgunning
to say,
a Buescher Light.
Yes, sir! 3, 2, 1, go.
Nope. Nope. Went down the wrong hole immediately. Beer everywhere on me.
Well, I finished it because I'm not a little bitch. Trent Davis, you can't do that!
Oh, God. I didn't stand a chance on that one.
He said, nope. as I was chugging very faithfully, and you were throwing up on yourself, it appears. Oh, man.
Oh, shit.
You can't do that.
Finished it.
Yeah. I feel like I went pretty quick.
Yeah, that shit went straight down the old breathing tube and not the throat or the drinking tube.
I can put something down your tube.
I think it's still blocking me from last night. Yeah, that was a you can't do that nominee if I've ever seen one.
Well, good news, you got a towel right next to you.
Atlanta?
You got 3 of them.
I got 3 towels. Woo! And my balls are very cold.
Trent, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was cold. Oh, that's funny.
I have to carry the episode. I'm done.
Well, I always do anyway, but yeah, it's a good beer. Shotgun it quick.
I did not.
I've got a fast shotgun.
Oh shit.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, what?
While I try to recuperate my life here.
Well, Richmond was this weekend. If you didn't know, Chris Buescher won it. If you didn't know, led 88 laps.
Praise hell, praise hell.
Pretty much the last 88 he led, other than some pit stop sequence.
Oh my god.
Brad was quick too. He led over 100. Pretty much the second half of the second stage, and yeah, took the lead from Bubba on a pit stop and led the whole race until pretty much the third stage, and then had some green flag pit stops there that ruined his day. He didn't ruin his day. He still finished 6th, but he went into his pit stall a little sideways crooked. It looked like he was going to miss a pit stop or the pit stall, and turned in late, so it had a funky entry, and then just kind of slowed down the pit stop there. So ended up finishing 6th still, but probably should have finished 2nd or 3rd. But the good news is when he made his mistake, Chris was there to capitalize on it. So the RFK boys still got the win when that doesn't usually happen. So it's good to see. Got scared there for a second when Noah Gragson decided to turn. Who was it that he turned?
Daniel
Swervez. Daniel. When Swervez got turned by Gragson with like 10 to go, I was very upset because you're running 53rd and wrecking each other like that doesn't make any sense. But
made it very entertaining, man.
Yeah, it sure did. Not to me. I'd love to see him just walk away with it, which he was doing. He was 6 seconds ahead of Denny Hamlin in 2nd place at the time. So he had no pressure out the back, and caution came out. Everybody came down pit road. The good news is he had a big lead on Denny coming to the pits, so his crew didn't have to rush. They could take their time, get the tires on, and get him out still in the lead with no problem. When he picked the bottom, I was kind of concerned as well that maybe he wouldn't get the restart that he needed, but he did. Then he got a big run off of 2, though. Came back at him. Chris kind of threw a block in there and then dove to the bottom. And Denny was about to be at his corner heading back into 1 and overdrove the corner. It was all over from there. Lap and a half later, I started screaming, and Chris won the race. And Rick Allen's call was, "Out of Prosper, Texas, Chris Buescher's gonna win at Richmond."
Yep. I still can't stop coughing.
And then Chris Buescher did a 45-minute burnout.
He did a long burnout.
It was a dope-ass burnout.
It was very cool. Very cool.
He's trying to break something that they cheated.
I was about to say, try to back it into the fence or something. Yeah. Could get that back in a little more skewed in. But no, it was, I like Chris, and he deserved to win it. If it wasn't Brad, it was him. They both had the best 2 cars all day. I think what the problem Brad had is once he got back there behind that clean air that him and Chris enjoyed for the first half of stage 3, his car just, if I had to guess, his car just got tight. And he got cars that were very close to him, like Denny and who else was up? Kyle and Reddick before he messed up late. They were just so close to Brad with dirty air that Brad just could never get back up there. And I said it when Brad and Chris pulled away on that restart in stage 3. I said, I think Chris got a better car, and he hung with Brad that whole run till they pitted, till Brad ultimately made that mistake on pit road. But I think Chris had the best car all day. He just started way back in the back, so we didn't see it until halfway through the race. And once he got up there, he wasn't gonna come out of the top 3, top 5. So congratulations to Chris and the whole 17 team. They won at Bristol last year, but that was already in the playoffs. They didn't quite get it done in the regular season last year to make it in. But this year they've ran top 15 pretty much every week. Had a few off weeks here and there. Ran top 5 every now and then. Won a stage at Charlotte earlier on in the year. So they've shown speed. But this is the first performance I've seen since Bristol last year that 17 and the 6 really had winning speed. So the RFK boys got something figured out on these short tracks. Bristol, they were fast. Richmond here in the spring, Brad was really fast. I think Chris was pretty fast too. They just weren't quite, the fastest cars. So RFK has made a huge uphill trend the past 18 months since Brad Keselowski's gotten there, and I don't see them slowing down anytime soon. Now they're not championship favorites or nothing like that, but they can definitely, I think at this point, how consistent they've been all year, if both cars don't make it past the round of 12, I think it's kind of a disappointing season. And beginning of the year, if I'd have told you, if you don't make the round of 12 with both cars and that's disappointing season, would you have believed me?
No.
Yeah. So they've overachieved already, and getting this win today solidifies that they've been the most consistent Ford team all year. Penske has had more overall raw speed with the 12 and the 22, but they're more inconsistent than the 6 and 17. The 6 and 17 are definitely like between 8th and 15th almost every week. If you take out some tracks here and there, like Gateway, they were really bad. But 17 car is I think I trust the 17 car more than the 6 right now, just because. And we've seen Brad the past couple of years in the 6 car when he's had really fast cars. He kind of just does a thing here or there, or some things out of control, like a blown tire at Bristol last year to take him out of the chance to win the race today. Made a mistake on pit road. Pit strategy has cost him good finishes to possibly challenging for wins on late race restarts earlier on in the year. Here back in the spring, Phoenix, Vegas, they were top 5, top 10, and the 6 car kind of just finishes outside the top 15 at the end of the race. Didn't really shake out the playoff points too much because Chris was already in on points. It just makes that it can only be that many when people that can get in the playoffs now on points instead of just wins. So I think it's now 12 different winners now. Mm-hmm. So there's 4 spots still available on points, but Harvick he'll probably be locked in the next week or two. So will Brad, and then it's kind of just down between Bubba, McDowell, AJ, Suarez, and Chase and Bowman and all of them. So it was a decent race. I mean, it wasn't great. Not a lot of shit happened, but you got a late race restart. You got some action, and maybe you didn't like it, but I'm sure a majority of the audience wanted to see a late race restart from that race, just because there was no cautions for incident until that spin with Daniel Suarez and Noah Gragson with 12 or 11, 10 to go, whatever it was. So that made the race a little bit better at the end. Get a late race restart. Made Chris really earn what he got. Had to go against some good restarters. Some of the best in the business with Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano. Like, he had to beat all those guys on a restart. And that's something he's never done in the Cup Series. That boy be blazing on them restarts, boy. And where's Corey LaJoy at? But Corey LaJoy was terrible today. He was the slowest car in the field. He was slower than Ty Dillon most of the race. Anyways, good win for Chris Buescher. He's my 4th guy, so That's why I attempted to shotgun a beer with Riley, but it clearly did not, my body and did not approve of it. But I say the race was a
C.
6 out of 10.
It wasn't great.
It wasn't great. The winner, if the guy that wins is somebody you like, it always kind of helps.
Yeah,
out
it was
score.
a decent race.
If Denny Hamlin wins that race, it's a 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
And but Chris Buescher winning it.
It wasn't
6.
It wasn't a bad race. It just nothing happened.
Yeah.
And like I've said plenty of times on this podcast, sometimes you need races like this where not a lot happens, so you can appreciate the crazy shit when it happens. So last weekend, it wasn't the most competitive race, but we had a decent finish with guys, rubbing a little bit. But other than that, it wasn't the most action-packed race. This week, same thing. Tire strategy was really the only thing you had to think about. Fuel strategy wasn't there. There wasn't a ton of side-by-side racing. There was for, you could get side-by-side with a guy for a lap or two, but eventually you just had to let him go so you didn't burn your tires up trying to run with him. So not a ton of side-by-side racing, only 3 cautions the whole day, 2 of which were stage breaks, and the third one happened with 10 to go when the guy that's 55th in points, running 45th on the racetrack, decides to dump the guy that's running 44th on the racetrack. Without a boneheaded move, we wouldn't have had any cause for caution today, other than the stage breaks, which is, we always talk about 1995 to 2005 being the golden era of NASCAR, and you used to have a ton of fucking races that would go caution free, or at least 1 or 2. You didn't have wreck fests a lot back then, and that's what everybody wants to see every week. So. Not the worst race in the world, just kind of boring. Didn't really have a lot happen, but I got one, so fucking great.
Yeah, in more than one way, too.
Yeah.
Guy that you picked finished above mine again. Damn, Christopher Bell decides to...
Just
anytime I pick Christopher Bell, he either fucking wrecks or he
I
just...
picked him a couple weeks ago and he
fucks up. That's what I'm saying, yeah. Don't pick Christopher Bell the rest of the year. Motherfucker will let you down.
I got Christopher Bell this weekend here in Michigan. But nah.
So what's Ross Chastain puts him in the wall again.
Yeah. What's the score now?
13-12.
Oof. Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years.
Yeah, you were a couple houses down. Now you're at the front door.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we're gonna have to pull it together here on the Team Davis camp. We got to figure out these picks. For the next couple of weeks.
Yes, you do. Well, no, you don't, actually. But